And welcome back to another weekend of Formula One, and it appears that I have forgotten to turn off the commentators. So, joining me today will be some commentators, as they will do your lineup.
Lap of the Miami Grand Prix. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position. Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Jesse, Sainz, Hamilton, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Oscar Piastri, Magnussen, Albon, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Norris, Ocon, Tsunoda, Stroll, Joe, Sargent, De Vries, and Ayumu Iwasa. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
And here we are in Miami. 5 lights are on, 5 lights are gone, and away we go with not the greatest start, but we're up here. Oh! Brakes decided not to do what they were supposed to do, as I slam into the side of Charles Leclerc. Your fan cam driver, me, myself, and I, got the best start we've had so far in this career in our first season, starting P4 here in Miami, trying our best to get more points for the team, as this is one of my best tracks on the game. Charles Leclerc getting a really good start as he gets past me, and away he goes, as Verstappen and Perez try to do the same thing. Oh, here comes Carlos Sainz as well, putting me back down into P5. I have got to stop the drifts. Yellow flag, as I'm sure it's because everybody's bunched up around those corners. Charles Leclerc, who is currently P4 in the Drivers' Championship race, trying to find his way into P2, as it is a P2 fight between Russell, Perez, and Leclerc. Max Verstappen holding P1 in the championship drivers rankings, as he is just well ahead of everybody. No surprise to anybody, as I am sure. Back down into P6, sandwiched between Russell and Hamilton here in lap 2 with a damaged wing, because I guess I just forgot how to brake in these cars. That's what I get for playing a lot of Need for Speed. Should have done a warm-up lap, but I came in here all confident, completely forgetting that I was actually P4 to start the race after a great qualifying, as Hamilton looks up the inside here, cutting in behind him, cutting off Magnussen. I'm not trying to get out of the points, even though I am out here with a broken wing. Alright, down the long straight we go, hoping to stay in some DRS ranges to help us catch back up here in lap 3, or to begin lap 3. We're actually ending lap 2. Charles Leclerc setting the fastest lap right now with a minute 31.4. Your boy getting the fastest sector 3. Hamilton is looking to pull away, as this might be his best chance as I try to make it through the S sections. With my broken wing, Magnussen looking up the inside. He can have that, because I am going to try to skillfully take some DRS off of him if I can stay up there, as Alonso is trying to go out around the outside. I'm definitely not going to let that one happen. Magnussen is pulling away, so I might have to use this DRS just to catch back up with him. In hopes that I do. We do have some slow turns coming up. Maybe I can use these to my advantage. Starting to think I should definitely get my wing checked, fixed, replaced, whatever, but also at the same time, kind of want to make it last as long as possible. Once I get those softs on my car, everything will be all right. Magnussen, just like everybody else, pulling away here in that section where I am the slowest at the moment. See if I can catch back up at all right here before the DRS range, and it doesn't look like that is going to be a thing as I go extremely wide, letting Fernando Alonso through on the inside. But maybe I'll let Fernando Alonso in at the right moment. No, it does not look like it. Oh, it does look like it. I am going to get the DRS here on Fernando Alonso. And we are going to fight for P8 here in lap 4. Does not put me in DRS range in Magnussen here. So Fernando should be getting DRS here on this long straight, which will help him get back in front of me as I go really slow here around these turns for whatever reason. And there's a wall. Definitely watch out for those. Down the long straight here in sector number 3. Still got a green sector 2. I think that just means that I've done better than I've been doing. I'm not exactly sure. As Fernando Alonso gets that inside late, or right on time, but right before the final turn, giving me DRS right here, which will help me get a little bit closer before the S section starts. Can I get a dive on the inside? Kind of. Barely. I do get around the inside, but I don't get around him. Now if I can just stay, I should be able to get back into P8. Oh, I'm going wide. Oscar Piastri took advantage of me going wide. I don't blame him. Definitely going to have to get that wing fixed. Right now, the only thing I am doing is staying in my position. As I get DRS here on Oscar Piastri, I'm going to use a little bit of ERS so that Gasly doesn't get in front of me. Do as much catch-up as possible. It's not what I want to do. I wanted to switch over to softs, but it looks like I'm going to have to put on that hard tire so I don't pit again. And we are going to go ahead and box. As Pierre Gasly passes us here on lap number 5. As soon as this lap is over, we'll have 15 laps to go. And I'm definitely going to want to finish in the points. So I'm going to go ahead and box since P10 was the last one to pass us. And I am going to hope that I can make a difference once I get out of here. Alright, so I wasn't fully paying attention, but did they put on a new wing, or am I going crazy? They did not. My pit crew did not put on a new wing, knowing daggum well I need a new wing. That's the whole reason I even came in early. I didn't need new tires. I wanted a new wing. What is this nonsense? It's like they want me to lose. And here we are to start the final lap. I figured y'all at least deserve to see this, as Max Verstappen literally... No, Sergio Perez, I am very sorry. I know it was a Red Bull, I just figured it was Max. Sergio Perez coming in behind me to go ahead and win the race. I was this close to being lapped. I boxed once again to try to get a new wing so I could possibly set the fastest lap, but on that warm-up lap, on lap 19, I realized I'm missing a gear, and in finding that out, I slammed against the wall. So I am going to do the best that I can to get the fastest lap, which I already have a red sector 1, without 4th gear. Did I just skip 7th? No way. I did not. Okay. Alright, no 4th gear. The race is over. Literally everybody's waiting on me except for Pierre Gasly, who still has to finish the cross line. He had a 5-second penalty, so he had to box, and that is why I'm so close to him. But unfortunately, I could not get past him. Down the last back straight, coming around the... I can't really say the last turn, but it feels like the last turn, because these aren't really taking that... whatever, I don't know. A raw across the finish line. Your Miami Grand Prix is over, and it was phenomenal for Red Bull, as Sergio Perez crosses the line in first place. As we go on to the podium celebrations to see who his friends were that joined him up there. We have what looks like Charles Leclerc there on, what, second, I believe? And George Russell on third, which brings the question of where did Max Verstappen end? As your leading, get past all this, we don't care about this. As your leading Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen fell all the way down into P5. And your top 10 to finish the race today was Sergio Perez, Charles Leclerc, and George Russell on podium. Carlos Sainz gets P4, Max Verstappen down to P5. Lewis Hamilton in P6, Fernando Alonso P7, Kevin Magnussen with a Haas car finishing in P8, Oscar Piastri P9, and to finish out your top 10, Valtteri Bottas P10. Then we're going to go take a quick look at the standings, as it appears Max Verstappen, which we should have known, still holds P1 in the Drivers' Championship, but Sergio Perez has pulled that number closer. He is now 29 points behind him in P2. George Russell in P3, 37 behind the leader. To finish out your top 10 here in the Drivers' Championship, as of right now, Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Lando Norris, Pierre Gasly, and Esteban Ocon. I am literally 2 points out of being in the top 10. Let me know down in the comments who you are rooting for as your Drivers' Championship. Constructors, Red Bull on top with 199, Mercedes in second with 123, and Ferrari in third with 116. Still looks like it could be a battle for P1, but it looks more like a battle for P2. As the next number is Aston Martin with 39. And your fan cam team of the year, Cringy Racing, down into P8, which is the goal to finish P8 or higher. Hopefully we can finish higher, as we are only 1 point behind Alfa Romeo, but things have to change. We have to get better. Not only do we need more points, more top 10 finishes, we also need it from both drivers, not just one. That is your Miami Grand Prix this weekend. I forgot what track was next. I keep saying Canada. Who knows, Canada might be next. There's only one way to find out. And we'll see you next time.